If you are listening to this right now and your chest feels tight, if your mind is spinning with a dozen terrifying scenarios, and you feel a profound sense of invisible dread pressing down on your shoulders, I want you to stop trying to fix it. Right now, your natural instinct is to fight. You want to analyze the anxiety, figure out exactly where it came from, or desperately think your way out of the panic. But the mind cannot solve a problem that the mind is actively creating. Trying to think your way out of an anxiety attack is like trying to wipe away spilled ink with a wet cloth. You only succeed in spreading the stain deeper into the fabric. For the next few minutes, we are going to change your relationship with the storm. Ancient philosophical traditions, from the deep roots of Hellenistic skepticism to modern cognitive science, offer a radical exit ramp from this mental prison. They teach us that the suffering you feel does not come from the physical sensations in your body. It comes from the terrifying labels your intellect is attaching to those sensations. You are not in danger. You are simply experiencing a temporary flood of chemical data. When a severe thunderstorm rolls across the landscape, it looks completely catastrophic. The sky turns black, the wind violently shakes the trees, and the rain floods the streets. If you only look at the immediate environment, it feels like the end of the world. But if you look at the storm from a wider perspective, you realize something fundamental. The storm cannot hurt the sky. The sky remains completely vast, untouched, and unshakable, no matter how violent the weather becomes. The sky does not fight the clouds. It does not panic and ask why it is raining. It simply creates a vast, open space for the weather to exist, knowing with absolute certainty that every cloud eventually runs out of water. Right now, your anxiety is just weather. The fast heartbeat, the shallow breathing, the cold sweat, and the racing thoughts. These are just dark clouds passing through the vast expanse of your consciousness. Your mistake is that you are identifying with the clouds. You are screaming, "I am the storm." But you are not the storm. You are the sky. You are the silent, spacious awareness that is witnessing the weather pass through. Let the heartbeat be fast. Let the breathing be shallow. Stop demanding that the clouds disappear and simply watch them rain. The ancient Peronist philosophers discovered that human distress is almost always caused by our habit of rushing to conclusions. When an anxious thought enters your brain, your mind treats it as an absolute, objective fact. If your mind whispers, "Something terrible is about to happen," you instantly react as if the catastrophe has already occurred. But a thought is not a fact. A thought is merely a neurological suggestion. Modern psychology calls the cure for this condition cognitive defusion. It is the practice of creating a tiny, sharp wedge of space between the thought that appears and the belief you give to it. Instead of saying, "My life is falling apart," you learn to say, "I am currently having the thought that my life is falling apart." This subtle shift changes everything. You step out of the character in the horror movie and you walk back into the audience to watch the film play on the screen. Anxiety survives entirely on your compliance. It requires you to believe its stories to keep its fuel supply burning. The moment you look at a terrifying thought, smile at it, and say, "That is an interesting theory," but it is just a thought, you cut the power lines to the panic. The thought still exists, but its venom is completely gone. The ancient sages achieved a state of mind they called Ataraxia, an unshakable, untroubled tranquility that remained completely calm even in the middle of chaos. And the secret to unlocking Ataraxia is remarkably simple. It is the total surrender of control. Anxiety is born from a desperate, frantic attempt to control the uncontrollable. You want to guarantee the future. You want to force people to approve of you. And you want to ensure that nothing goes wrong. But the world is inherently wild, unpredictable, and fluid. When you try to grip water tightly in your fist, it escapes through your fingers, leaving you frustrated and exhausted. But when you open your hand completely, the water rests perfectly in your palm. Unclench your psychological fist. Stop trying to micromanage your internal state. If your body wants to feel anxious right now, allow it to feel anxious. Give the panic total permission to be here. The paradox of human psychology is that the moment you stop fighting the anxiety loses its purpose and begins to dissolve. Bring your awareness entirely back into this exact room. Look at the physical objects around you. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain. Feel the solid support of the chair or the bed beneath your body. You do not have to solve your entire life tonight. You do not have to fix your future or heal your past in this exact hour. Your only assignment in this moment is to exist, to sit quietly in the sky of your mind and let the weather move through you. The storm will pass. It always does. Sit in the quiet space. Be the sky. This is neon silence. Join the silence.